Hi, I'm Cindy Jack with Manitoba Agriculture. I'm here with Jenny Stewart to talk about the Livestock Predation pilot project, where Jenny used GPS trackers on her livestock. Jenny is from the Interlake area. She owns a purebred herd that calves in the winter. Her landscape comprises of open fields and wooded areas. Her pasture is also close to the wildlife management areas, where there is both wolf and bear pressure. So Jenny, can you tell me a bit about the GPS trackers, how they work, and are they easy to install?
Yes. So I was demoing the Cirrus tags, satellite tags, and this is one that we had on our livestock last year. To give an idea of scale and size, it has a solar panel on the surface, and this style had a metal pin system that was made to initially not be removable from the livestock when we applied it. So we actually had them set up on livestock collars last year so that we could use them on multiple animals year after year. Cirrus has since updated their design of the tags, and they gave us some new ones to demo this year. And they have basically exactly the same tag, but now it comes with a tether that attaches to the tag and a standard button back, just like your typical RFID buttons. And I use an all-flex tagger to apply them to the cattle's ear directly. They were very easy to apply, even last year with the collars. Just, put the collar on, make sure it was tight enough. One of the tags from last year was still functioning this year, so I placed it on my donkey. So my guardian donkey is wearing the last year's model on a collar, and I have 3 cattle fitted with the new style of ear tags, essentially the dangle tag that's actually applied directly to their ear.
So do you find any limitations with the GPS trackers or anything that you do differently?
Um, Main limitation I found is that on an overcast day, or if you have a couple of overcast days in a row, they tend to not always update as frequently as they should. And I think it's just a matter of the tag not being able to communicate directly with the satellites.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, the data does get transmitted, but there sometimes can be a bit of a delay compared to what the normal communication frequency would be. And then the other main issue we found was just this past winter, we had issues with keeping them charged and alive, if you will, through the winter months. Um, they didn't like our cold weather, and so we had some challenges with figuring out how to keep them in the warmth, but still expose them to sunlight so they
Yeah.
can stay charged. Um, but we have some new tags this year, so we'll see how they work going forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think the GPS trackers are effective or with mitigating predation?
In my case, because I apply the GPS tags to my guardian donkeys as well as some cattle, I think it gives me some very valuable information in terms of what my guardian donkeys are doing and when a threat is presented to the herd and when my guardian donkeys react and, help to fend off that threat. So in that way it does. I think I see it maybe a little bit more though as a management tool. It's been very helpful in being able to track my herd's activity. It does on our map, our app that we use. I can see the location of the cattle and I can time lapse it back to the very beginning of pasture turnout, so I can learn a lot about their behaviors, the areas that they avoid, which could be due to predator pressure for sure, and areas that they like to prefer. And then I can also learn how my donkey's behaviors are with the herd, and then also, if there is more activity in certain areas of the pasture. So there is some benefit for sure to it as a tool to mitigate predation, but I personally find it a little bit more geared towards a generalized management tool that can help facilitate things like pasture checks and identifying, cattle if they're hurt or are missing from the group, and so on.
Nice. So would you recommend this to other producers?
I would. I personally see value in these tags. Like I say, from a management standpoint,
Yeah.
I think price point is somewhere around the $400 mark to buy these tags to own them outright, and if you're wanting to use them on herd bulls or to help learn management or manage your herd or learn behaviors and stuff, there is value for sure. I would recommend them. As long as we can figure out a way or ensure that we would get more than one grazing season out of them, then I would for sure find them beneficial.
Okay.
And I see value in them. I would continue to use them in my program.
Well, thank you. Along with Jen Lee's comments, we evaluated 9 producers who tried the GPS trackers on their farm. Everyone was able to log in and track their livestock. 78% who tested would repurchase equipment if it was like lost or broken, and it is recommended to put collars on 5% of their herd. Generally, Manitoba Beef Producers, Manitoba Agriculture, and the Manitoba Sheep Association would like to thank you for participating in this pilot project. And we really appreciate all the feedback that you've given.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure.
And if you would like to learn more about this risk mitigation practice or any of the others that we've tested, you can look this up on the Manitoba Beef Producers website at mbbeef.ca.